They figure it's around 12,000 people got eaten and about 2,000 were damaged environmentally, but no one will ever know. There'll never be an accurate accounting.
Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, Senior Citizen here, and I am ready to crack some skulls.
Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. It is, I don't know what the hell date, but it's Thursday, and I have therapy today, and that's good, so I'm just kind of in a rush. I'm also sad. Looking up the corner, junction between ceiling and wall, it looks like the black spider that was up there has perished. It died. And there was a spider over there before, a couple days back. Looks like it perished. It makes me feel sad, oddly. Because I know now that it could be there dehydrating. It's not a lot of water sources inside of a house. And spiders really need a lot of water. They run on hydraulics. So if they dehydrate, that's it. I now know that it's a good idea to take a little mister and just spritz the web so that they can drink the water droplets that are on the web. So I feel bad now when I don't do that, except it's really not my responsibility to make sure the spiders don't die, so I really shouldn't feel that bad. And if I have not opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, but I do want to front load the video because, hey, thanks YouTube. Anyway, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, I enjoy all sorts of comments, and I do want to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and awesome people, literally beautiful and awesome. I am out of money. I am minus 40 bucks, and I have no food stamp cash. If you could help me out, that would be very, very cool. I do not know how long I should keep my hands up in the air. My sincere apologies. If the text is on my face, my apologies. If I went and kept my hands up way too long. But I have no food. My kitty cat's going to run out in a few days, and I don't get any money until next week. So if you could help me out, that would be very cool. Of course, don't feel obligated, but if you could, that would really help. Front loading of videos over. My apologies today. Got lost running over on talking about spiders, and then now I've lost my mind on how long I should be keeping my hand up. It's important for me to remember and say these things because I started a new ADHD med yesterday, and it's entirely likely that it's not going to do anything for my ADHD. I can't take the stimulant types right now. My blood pressure is still too high. So that's not good. I mean, it's not dangerously awful. There's no acute danger, but it's I haven't been able to get it back down to normal for me. So joy. But this new med I'm on is more of a hyperactive med to calm you down that way. And it is a blood pressure medicine as well, where the dosage is between 1 to about 4 milligrams daily. They're starting me on 1. I did that last night. You take it before you go to bed. And so I've started that. But I've never really had the hyperactive part of being, having ADHD. So I don't know if it's going to help in the slightest. My blood pressure this morning was 135/81. Still high, but lower. Because lately when I've been taking it, it's been in the 140s/80s. So if it can bump it down and help bring it down, thumbs up for that. But we'll see how it works on actual concentration today. So here's hoping. Yay. Past that, over the day, not a whole lot has happened yesterday and such. I did videos. I watched videos. Like I said, I did as in recorded. I played, I listened to music, did slow generic stuff because it's hard to concentrate and hard to do things. But I had fun, I enjoyed myself, and then when I was out on walkies, and it was a nice walkies, I had, it was getting cooler, and so I had to wear one of my longer sleeve flannel shirts over the top as a jacket, and this morning it's been very gray and cold outside. So, thumbs up for that. But past that, I've just been trying to survive and trying to get through and do things and trying not to really be in bad shape because of no money. Oh, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I have like a can of, it's either peas or green beans. I have a couple things like that, so I won't starve, obviously. But it's going to be a rough couple days because that's all I have for food. Yay. Life is life. But past that, I've just been surviving. Trying to keep my kitty cat happy and alive, trying to keep little ghosts alive, trying to keep things as tidy as possible given my physical conditions, and of course going out on walkies, looking at everything that's out there, and trying my best to think creatively. Now, I'm taking a look down here on my list just to see what I have, because there is something that I do want to talk about that's not just my setting and fiction related, and that's just, like I say, I watch a lot of YouTube people. One of them, well, it's a genre more. I actually listen to a lot of Irish YouTubers, not for any other reason than that they're just Irish. And it's not even, they don't even have, the stereotypical, Lucky Charms type accents, so I'm not listening for that. It's just because they're interesting people who happen to be Irish. One of them is a fellow called Mickey D, and he does a lot of, like, Elder Scrolls game challenges and just checking stuff out, which is cool because there's a younger person and really plays a lot of, well, Oblivion and Morrowind and all the older stuff, and I really, really enjoy that. And I just wanted to mention that because Mickey D is a pretty silly sound. He's not pretty silly. Well, he's silly sounding in that he's always making goofy jokes and being really funny, and I really do envy that. So it's definitely a good thing. So if you see Mickey D on your YouTube pages, I thoroughly recommend checking out Mickey D. He's a very funny fellow, and that's a good thing. But past that, I was having to really revise and really have a lot of changes in my head based on the Kaiju Rampage through Apple Rock. Because I've never really focused too much on any of the secondary damage that would happen to the people of the city while the rampage is going on, because there are 4 spots where gas mains blow, and the biggest one basically molecularizes not just the building but the entire block and the surrounding blocks. It's so hard. They find out, some people, their municipal maps, and they're checking out some of the storage stuff for these gas lines that were put in 125 years ago, obfuscated on the maps so that no one's really been able to get a good view of what's been happening. When the Vandercleer family put all that stuff in, they were unfortunately compromised by stuff, and there are a lot of things that are just, unless you get this map and this map and this map and this map, and they're stored in different places and just hidden and placed in spots, and then you have to stack them correctly to determine that, oh my God, we have dangerous amounts of this natural gas being stored in areas that are directly underneath people. And a lot of that stuff hasn't been inspected in 125 years. So I figure before the gas mains blow, yeah, you've got this one person and another. They've got their oxygen gear on. They're using chemical lamps so they don't make sparks. And they're doing their best to check out this area. This one person's found it and gone, oh my goodness. Narratively, it picks up while they're down in this area trying to inspect a spot that hasn't been inspected for 125 years, and the air is thick with leaked natural gas. There is a natural lighting system that was put in 125 years ago with ancient bulbs. These ancient bulbs, about 1 in 5 of them are still working. Amazing they're still working after 125 years, but not many of them. but the metal is rotten. It's just visibly vibrating, and it's holding a busload of gas. So of course, when one of the lights that's been flickering, it suddenly goes pop and burns out. And of course, one of the sharp metal filament pieces that goes pop strikes the inside of the glass in just such a way. 125 years old, constant use. Well, the glass shatters. And so that hot metal suddenly has oxygen to react with. And within half a heartbeat, these two people find themselves in a high-pressure chamber fireball that fills the entire chamber they're in. And of course, it being a fireball with this leaking, rotten thing that hasn't been inspected for 125 years, well, that goes. Which makes all the rest of the main gas lines go. As stated, when the biggest thing, where the booster / repeater that the Crimson Kingdom has put into Apple Rock, when the gas mains underneath that go, not just the building, as stated, not just the block, but the 8 blocks surrounding that are basically molecularized, granulated, and blasted upward and outward into the surrounding neighborhoods. This is industrial / neighborhood stuff. There's a lot of buildings with people that live in them, and 9 blocks of them were just granulated. The surrounding several blocks around that shockwaved area, they are massively structurally damaged, and a lot of them just collapse and fall inward, because where the main thing with the booster was, the biggest and lowest of them was 70 feet down, so that the crater is 100 feet deep, because that's where everything went wham and sprayed upward. So that's just gone. And then everything else that was massively damaged, a lot of it just crumbled, fell inward, and then the other ones outward, blown out windows, structural damage, largely decorative, and then just blown out windows, and then shaken windows outward from that. It was like a massive bomb went off. Afterward, yeah, there's more people dead than just from the Kaiju. Because of that, they're able to retrieve approximately 1,500 bodies that the Kaiju couldn't just easily grab while it was rampaging. About 1,500 dead they're able to drag out of rubble and buildings and buried. There will never be an accurate accounting of who got lost from the explosions and damage and who was just plain eaten. Because when they are done, it is approximately 14,000 bodies they can't account for. But they know that a large portion of those people were either just vaporized or incinerated, and then the ashes just blasted into pieces, or they were granulated, or their charred corpses were rendered so badly damaged that they were unrecognizable as human remains. They figure it's around 12,000 people got eaten, and about 2,000 were damaged environmentally, but no one will ever know. There'll never be an accurate accounting because there weren't enough functioning security cams in the city. When the electricity went out, most of the cameras went out. And of those that didn't go out, they weren't always functioning all at the same time, and the coverage of the city was just spotty. But on the footage that did survive, they clearly saw the Kaiju was, people getting trampled as they're running. A lot of people died just in that panic, and it grabbed not even just the living people to eat, but it was just grabbing the corpses that it could find as well and munching on those. There is never going to be an accurate accounting of the damage done, but it is horrific because of that. There's about 11,000 people left out of the 25,000 people that started there before the Rampage. It was a nasty thing. That's why these people are shook and shocked and rocked back on their heels. And yet, when it's all done, there are rescue forces from people who had the sight from the outside that went in to help. There are people all across the razor's edge that came in to help and rebuild. People from the inside and the Crimson Kingdom came in to help and rebuild. 90% of all those people are going to stay. It doesn't matter that they're fixing up the city and helping the people recover from the loss of, 2/3 of the people. They're going to stay. That waste gas that they don't know is there alters their thinking so much that they're just going to go back home, if they even go back home, to grab their goods or family or whatever and have them come on back. And then they're going to live in Apple Rock. And they know that in 5 years, the Kaiju's going to rampage again. But they love the environment and that feeling of camaraderie and community. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. I have gotten a lot of comments because I have one video for Dust that's gotten like almost 4,000 views. Sure, most of the actual views are like less than a minute, but this is astonishing. And so a lot of comments. So thank you, each and every one of you. Now, if I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I can't American Sign Language, well, my depression and fibro and ADHD, we shall see how this goes. Confused Owl 29, thumbs up, and yeah, it is amazing. Everything is in a state of flux. Lord of Sadness, I can check that out, thank you. Sebastian Ferris, Hokey Smokes, I love olives myself, just harder to chew now these days. Flora Mew, always good to see you in the comments. I hope you're feeling better, and if you can, it'd be nice if you could check out the department, but you don't have to, of course. Speak More, Kaplan, thumbs up, and thank you very much, and I try my best. And then we have Tekadon, thumbs up, and thank you, with Lord of Sadness, thumbs up. JYY, thumbs up, and thank you very, very much. And positive nihilism can be a very good thing. Zacky Jack, thumbs up, and thank you. And then there's somebody smashed their fingers on the keyboard for like 40 or 50 characters. Cannot pronounce that, thank you. Sadsworth, greatly appreciated. Projnox, thumbs up. Last Plus First, greatly appreciated. Jonathan Z, thumbs up, and thank you. Northern Starshine, greatly appreciated. Shree Nation, thumbs up, and thank you. SUISEISEXY, thumbs up, and thank you. Ben B, greatly appreciated. Gaius Brutus, thumbs up. Young Bunker, greatly appreciated. Zero Knight, thumbs up, and thank you. Crumbs, greatly appreciated. Bone Chip, thumbs up, and thank you. I'm Real Man, greatly appreciated. Jesse Koskinen, greatly appreciated, with Herb McPuff. Now I can't even remember. It's been so long since I've done this that it's 16. There we are, Herb McPuff. And then there is OKCA, thumbs up, and thank you. And Ice Damon, greatly appreciated. And then Rockman's 1994, greatly appreciated. That was a grand total of and I've forgotten how to do all the hand symbols, so it's been so long, but I think there was 19 people that left comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only for a short time and only in text. Thumbs up for that. Now I try to remember how my words go. I don't think my ADHD meds are working all that well. But I don't know what device you're watching this on, but inside the video description, there are links to all of my various channels, as well as my Twitter, my Facebook, my Patreon. And again, I do wish to thank all of these Patreon patrons for helping to keep me alive. It is appreciated. I am slowly sinking beneath the waves of financial ruin, and these people are helping to keep me alive a little bit longer, and it is greatly, greatly appreciated. If you would like to help keep me alive just a little bit longer, like one of these people, links are are in the video description. And hey, if you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, oh, I'm going to sneeze soon. My sinuses are starting to hurt. I do have a PayPal link, and if you'd like to help me out without sending any cash at all, I do have an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food on it. And if you could send some cat food, that would be awesome. Thank you. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. Yes, I said it right. And if you cannot or do not donate, I take all good wishes and deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And if you hit the notification bell on the subscription button, very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Well, hokey smokes, I have therapy today, and then hopefully I'm going to get some phone calls made. I got to make those calls to the VA about various health issues. Took a look at the spot on my back after a while. Oh, that mole, it's not looking healthy. I need to get that checked out. Hopefully I haven't had metastasizing skin cancer. Yay. Hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done. That would be very cool. But if you can't, of course, don't feel bad. Survival is important. The little things, well, don't sweat the small stuff. And remember, it's all small stuff. So, well, yeah, I was about to say until we meet again. But first, still, please just be careful with the covfefe bug. Yes, it's on its way down, but people are still getting it everywhere all the time. A lot of YouTubers that I've been watching have been taking very special care. Now they're getting it. So please be careful. So now, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And my sinuses, they hurt and they've been filling up, and just in the last 2 minutes here trying to deal with speaking as my sinuses go insane. Thumbs up for that.